her quotes and her Facebook posts, I just
You should follow her.
They're just so...
Every morning, because I'm obsessed with lipstick, but I do wake up, no matter how bad I feel, even in a hospital gown with an open back gown, which is never cute on anybody. But I just always put on lipstick to fool the devil, because I think that is like the best thing you can do. Stilettos are great too.
Like, okay, that literally has to go down in history as the best quote I've ever heard. I put on lipstick to fool the devil.
I do. I just think not today, and tomorrow isn't looking good either. They've used every part of my body, and so unfortunately they were unable to access. The veins are like wet paper bags, the ones that are left that are not riddled with scar tissue. It won't even hold the catheter or tube. So the line had to come out because of a blood clot, and now I have nothing. And so my days are, every day is my day. Today is the best day of my life. I'm now with the line is removed, so I'm at home on end of life care. And so my doctor said, you know, write down the list of things you'd like to do, and we'll try to. And I only had one thing on the list.
What's that?
It wasn't a list. It's just, it can't even be called bucket list. It's just the bucket. The bucket. And it was to meet Miss Gretchen. When Jack knows of Miss Gretchen, she's because I've always shared with him the story of Miss Gretchen. So that's not someone new to him. Yes, he's never met her, and I've never met her, but to him she was, and he always says, Mommy, Miss Gretchen's a queen. He knows she's a queen. I'm like, he totally gets it. But he's so great. Well, it goes back to showing him how to live. You know, he loves, go after what you love. And he just loved the fact that I was doing this, and it was, and he doesn't, he hates if I have to go, and he wants to know, Mommy, he wants to know how long, because he worries, and said it was like, even today on the phone, he was like, hello, Miss Gretchen. And he... I have this Cinderella.
You can take total credit for it.
They named her disease the Cinderella disease.
Wow.
The professor of neuroscience at the Mayo Clinic who studied my case in and out, and he's on his last case study, and he had only ever seen 4 patients in almost 30 years, but the last woman, she only lived 3 hours after getting there, so they have 3 hours of documentation on this.
Oh my God.
And that's it. So when I got there, and I was there months, I was a guinea pig from 6 a.m. till 5 every day, testing, and I can't explain to you the tests. I was willing to do it because I was desperate to help me. I mean, I was put in sweat boxes, induced fevers, naked with, you know, they would powder on you and see why you can't sweat, and where it would turn colors if you could, and just to see what would happen with the brain and why it's not sending the messages, because they control body temperature and everything. And I would be in tilt table tests until they put you 90 degrees, and then when you pass out, they bring it back down and bring you back. I'll show you photos on my thing where I would have electroshocks, they would shock my legs, and then try to collect beads of sweat from them, and this would happen for months, daily.
Why the sweat? From the chemical?
Because the first thing with autonomic dysfunction is you can't control body temperature or anything like that.
Interesting.
I can't control. So if I get a fever, I don't know that. So people will touch me, like Gretchen last night, and she's like, get your coat off, you're burning. After I gave birth, obviously this horrific thing had happened, and a lot of physicians were coming in, and now this doctor is feeling like I am in big trouble. I made a massive mistake here. And, you know, they had, I mean, all those calls are recorded where I'm begging him, and they have all, you know, and so he left me in the room to die. And I wasn't dying, so the days were going by, and every day he'd come in, and it was like a disappointment when he saw me laying there. You could just see the like, oh shit face, like, oh no, sorry. But it was like, and because I remembered that baby's cries, and I was like, I just want him, and I didn't know if I was having a boy or girl. And I think that helped me to fight through giving birth, to say, I want to meet my baby. I didn't know if I had a daughter or son. And so he let me lay there. All of the organs were shutting down when I gave birth, right? And so it was preventable, but after it happened, they could have fixed that immediately and started.
I was wondering.
I was young, I was healthy, we could have gotten some of those organs back,
Right.
or I could have been on things to bring them back, or I could have gotten new ones.
Right.
But I laid there suffering so long that my body, as a defense mechanism, my brain just, because I was dying, said, and that's the beautiful part, my brain said good night
Yeah.
to
Yes.
shut off, but then the body stayed alive.
Yes.
And so, by the time
I can see why they're studying you. That's
I
fascinating.
got to the other hospital, it was so late that the professor of neuroscience that I'm talking about, he took he took his lab coat off and just threw it across the room. He was so angry. So he was like, what? And if I'm just laying there, and I know that my family has been through so much, they would never be able to just say, let it go, because they would think, well, it's Melissa. She's going to wake up tomorrow, and she's going to wake up the next day. And the truth is, if I did, and I wasn't me, and I didn't know my Jack,
Right. You see that?
I can't. So I wanted to just give it to God.
Yeah.
I had to separate me and think, you are his mother. And so I have to say, don't resuscitate that little boy's mom. That was the
You are very
hardest thing. But I know that if I were not myself, if I didn't know my Jack and I didn't know me, I would way rather be with God, because my spirit that's all I got. And so my physical body laying there, that was never me anyway. I separated myself from this body so long ago.
Right.
So if it just comes down to that, then let my spirit soar. I just would refuse to let, it's hard. Like, you know, we grow up and we hear, okay, your spirit is separate from your body, but to really actually be living that, my spirit is separate from my
Separate
body.
energy.
So when I wake in the morning, I say, pull it together.
Yeah.
I'm going to drag you through this day if I have to, but I am not laying here. I know what's happening to my body. I know the condition it is, but my spirit does not match it. I'm in the wrong body.
When life's difficult, if we just think to go to love,
It's
you know?
true, and and you know, I would have never known that, but when my doctor said, you know, Melissa, there's no medical explanation for you to be alive, and I thought about it, and I thought, well, the key word is medical, because there is an explanation.
Right.
It's love, and it's enough to sustain human life. I mean, I'm proof of that.
Yeah.
13 days without food.
Well, I mean, I can go. That was 9 weeks. That was 9 weeks. So, I mean, this party isn't over because I'm coming back for my birthday.
Right.
I might look like that girl. So, just picture the other one you saw in the photo. But the photos will look great. They'll be like, girl, they retouched the hell out of that.
Photoshop.
Like, what the? But I might not look the same. But I'm coming. I will be here.
Stop.
I got it.
Know our soul.
Ladies, I got it.
No.
Don't be crazy.
Oh,
They got it.
You know what? We've been this route. We've been this route. Don't. You're our guest.
She was
this is
so
our
autistic.
stage.
This is our
She got so mad. I went to buy something to say. She goes, "Don't take her. She's dying." and then that didn't work because I'm still getting the money.
It's a gal at Victoria's Secret. She's like,
Yeah, right. And then she
Oh,
goes,
it breathes
then she
her?
goes, "Don't take her money. It's from Vegas. I don't think it's real."